Okay, so hey everybody. I'll just wait for a few more people to join in before I start. Hi anyone, anyone's here? Oh, we have Janvi here. Hi Janvi, what's up? How are you doing? How's your job going? Okay guys, so I'm just going to quickly dive into sharing a little more details about what's been happening around before I have some really special people joining me in. I have Purvasha, Shreya. Hi Amrita, how are you? Amrita is my favorite team member from Signature Events and from Miss Rani Photography, and they do some amazing work, and I love how focused she is. Zainab, hi Zainab, how are you? We recently met, but I'm still going to ask you that. Hi Sharon, how are you guys doing? Okay, so I think we have a good number of people here. So guys, quick updates on what's been happening on the wedding schools front. We're launching our courses on 16 July, like I told you guys, and this time we're coming up with design and decor, and the entire idea of design and decor was just to get people who actually know how design aesthetic decor works, because we've been having so many requests. Do you guys run any course on design decor? Ma'am, is there anything we can learn? Even our current students and our alumni, they keep checking on with us. Anything happening on design decor? Can we learn something more about it? 5 sessions are not enough. So, which is what got us to kind of get into the design decor space, and we've taken a good number of time to put together a curriculum that serves it all. So yes, and I mean, why am I talking so much on design decor? I think I should first call upon my very esteemed people who I'm sharing this live with. So I have Kaveri and Akshay today joining us from Designer Events. I think they are somebody who believe in everything that is about intimate weddings. They started with the thing that we don't want to do big fat Indian weddings. We want to get into the intimate wedding space. We want to do all things cozy, and I think I'm going to go talk more about this later, and I should add them first. Amrita is telling me, hi Amrita, you're sweetest. Hey Zainab, hi Janvi, I'm doing great as well. Okay, I'm just gonna accept Akshay and Kaveri's request here. Okay, guys, I've tried joining it. In case you're getting the notification. Okay, I do have them here. Hey,
hi Natasha.
Hi Natasha.
Hi guys. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Okay, you guys are really partners.
That we are.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for being a part of this, and I'm glad I have faces to the names I've heard. And we honestly, guys, we've never interacted before this. Okay, I think Akshay, I'm just looking at him for the first time, and probably interacting as well for the first time.
Yes.
So it's going to be really candid, and we're just going to get into a lot of things that they say is called aesthetics and design and decor. So guys, let's start with first thing first. Tell me something about you guys, about your journey. How did you guys start, and what's it been like? How's the industry treating you guys? What's the update? What's up?
So we started off, it's been 8 years now. We started back in April of 2014. I think it was a very, it was, I think, the most uncalculative jump that somebody could take into and jump into a business. Both of us are coming back from our best friend's sister's wedding, and I think it was one of the most chaotic weddings that both of us have, attended in like 24 years. And I think on the drive back, we were just discussing that, all the things that could have been done in a better way, or the things that could have been somehow not been so delayed or last minute. So I think that's where the whole idea came up from. And yeah, and I think we literally jumped into it like in like a matter of 15, 20
days. Yes.
And we were like, yeah, let's do it, because both of us were really interested in doing weddings, because both of us really enjoyed the whole concept of weddings and how it happens and what goes on in weddings. So yeah, that's how we started, and it's been 8 years, touch wood.
Yeah, so we just wanted to be extended family to everyone rather than be actual planners, and I think we've succeeded in establishing that vision with our company. Like till now, we just work like that. Like once we're hired, we're literally like family who would take care of everything, whether it's planning, it's designing. No one has to go anywhere else. We're like a one-stop solution for everything.
Awesome. I mean, I think that is one thing, especially when it comes to planning and designing, that you know what it's going to be, you know how it's going to be, and you're the one person managing it. So that's something really, and like you guys said, that being somebody who actually becomes like an extended family, like we end up having many more families by the end of the season, and
Yes,
that's super emotional and crazy. So, and yes,
exactly.
like you guys said, I think none of us planned to get into the industry. Like none of us thought, okay, हमें बड़े होके wedding planner बनना है या designer बनना है.
That's
It's been
true.
just a,
Because while we were growing up, Natasha, I think we never even had the influence
Yeah.
that this as a
yeah,
career could exist. And honestly, when we started 8 years back, it was still a very unknown field. Like people would still ask us and doubt us that what is
Why
this?
do you want to get into weddings? Because it
Exactly?
wasn't really a sector that a lot of people were getting into.
Luckily, our parents have been super
I'm
supportive, so we've been lucky enough that no one questioned us directly. So we just found our way.
absolutely. I think parents still don't know. I mean, even if you look at like 2 tier, 3 tier cities, they're still kind of trying to figure out that what do we guys actually do? What काम होता क्या है आप लोगों का?
Ah,
But I
exactly.
think, yeah, but it's really nice that this industry has elaborated and moved beyond just people choosing their own careers and trying to find their ways. That's why I think people like you and us come in picture, where we're trying to make this more professional, not just by working professionally, but also like kind of giving it back to the industry by teaching and stuff, because that's how it's going to come forward, and I
Yeah,
think that's how our industry will
education,
receive a little more
educating.
respect.
Yeah, educating people is very important. Me and Akshay truly believe in it, because we just feel that everyone wants to get into this field because they feel it's very
Fancy, and
fancy,
it just looks
glamorous.
very glamorous.
Fancy,
But
glamorous.
no one understands the reality behind it, and there's no difficulty in accepting that reality. But people should just know what they're getting into, rather than just like be attracted with the glamour part of it.
I absolutely agree, and I think that is something. First thing, the reason why we always call it the wedding school, why the school came in picture, was with that thought that we want to keep it very laid back, very old school, wherein you get your diary, you make your notes, and you actually treat yourself like a student. So we have like students from 18 to literally 40, 45, and everyone's supposed to do what a school does, which is sit down,
No,
learn
that's
how
that's
does it
beautiful.
work. So yeah, okay. I think we have a lot many people. We have Sayam. Hi Sayam, how are you doing? We have Turmeric Ink. I'm hoping this is Sonal. So hi, big wave to Sonal and
I'm
everybody
sure
else
it's
here.
her.
We have Karishma. Hi Karishma, how are you guys doing? Okay, I've got a lot many people today. Hi everybody. So okay guys, so tell me, how's the season been? What's been happening? Tell me something about some work of yours.
So, I mean, the season is yet to come, but I feel
Yeah.
we at DI are always busy because we plan and design weddings. So, when we don't have the season, then we're planning for weddings. And when the season is
Yeah.
there, then we're actually doing the weddings. So, right now, yeah, we're just prepping up for a few weddings which are in pipeline, August, October, and so on. And always researching on new things that we can introduce, new concepts we can come up with. But since me and Akshay like to do everything personally, and like to add a lot of love to everything that we do, it takes a lot of time in establishing
I'm
things.
sure.
Sometimes you think something is possible, but it really isn't. So yes, so right now is all that time of research and R&D.
Awesome. I think yeah, that's something right now is the breather time where you actually give yourself that creative fluid wherein you're kind of gushing in more things. You're traveling, you're exploring places, hotel lobbies and cultures and whatnot. So
Yes,
I think
that's
that this
that's
this
true.
time is a pretty
On
much
that, I would like to say that actually Akshay should add. Akshay just says that inspiration is everywhere, so I'll let him take that forward. When you said hotel lobbies, you won't believe we're like, अच्छा यहाँ से ये idea is a nice thing, to get inspired.
likewise. Everywhere I go, I'm like, can I take a picture of this? This as well. Okay, this can I use it like this? So I think that like I did see the video of Akshay where he said that inspiration's everywhere, and that's so true. whether it's patterns, whether it's elements, it's everywhere. I mean, I think that it's up on us how we kind of take it on us. So tell me, Akshay, I have a question for you. What is it that you like to bring on board when it comes to design decor? And when I say you, I mean you as an individual. What do you want to do for your client, and what is it that kind of thrives you to get the best out of something?
See, we've actually always had this thing where we like to incorporate a lot of personalized elements. I think that's one of the primary things that we do at the company. So when we say personalized elements, we also mean, things which are very, very close to the couple, things which are very close to the family. So, not just maybe a particular color or maybe a particular flower, but, we literally get into their love stories. We like to, understand what are the basic traits that they like, what their personalities are like, so that, even the decor or even the wedding in general, it speaks a lot more than maybe just the flowers or the colors or the kind of things that you use. So we always like to call it a very professionally personal approach that we take to weddings. So I think that's one of the biggest things that we feel that we bring to the company, and we definitely feel that it's a lot more different than what majority of the people do out there.
Which is, yeah. And I think like Kaveri was telling me that you guys started with the thought that you all want to do those intimate weddings, and I think that's where doing personalization comes so much in picture, and it's
Yeah.
being noticed. It often tends to happen when we're doing a lot of big time projects. Those details, even though we try to incorporate this, somehow it gets missed out. But when it comes to intimate weddings, I think that's one thing that's for sure something that gets noticed and appreciated by everybody.
Yeah,
So
that's so we predicted the trend when COVID didn't even happen, and we wanted to follow our own niche of having. So actually, it's I mean, I don't know. People say that we're actually foolish to do this, but we actually don't do weddings which are greater than 250. And if we actually get calls with when people say we have 500 or 600, we're like, oh, we're sorry, we don't do this because it's actually not our niche, and we like to personalize, like you just said, we like to personalize every experience, not only for the couple and their families, but for
yeah,
every single person attending the event, because we feel that when someone's made an effort to be there, they need to feel special for sure.
they need to feel special. Absolutely, what beautifully put together words. Uh, uh, I mean, weddings is the only thing where you can relate, interconnect. While you're there, you still experience it as the person who's doing it for them. So I think it's a give and take relationship when it
That's true.
comes to
It's the
weddings.
only thing where memories will last a lifetime. So it all depends on me and Akshay how we create them for people.
Absolutely, very well said. So I want to move on to my next question, Kaveri, which is for you. That is that tell me now I'm moving towards the design bit of it because I'll tell you where is this all coming from. Okay, so just a quick flashback on things. Basically, we've been doing wedding planning and management course since a while. It's been 5 years that we've tried molding people, a lot of young batches, and now since we moved online, we've had the chance to even reach out to many more people because we're kind of touching upon different countries, people across different cities in India, and especially the 2 tier 3 tier cities who don't tend to get the opportunity of being exposed to the industry. And
Yes.
while that was going great, we kept getting all these requests, and ma'am, is there something happening on design? Ma'am, decor सिखाते हो आप? मैम ये कैसे होगा, how does this work, अब ये कैसे करें, अब यहाँ फंस गए हैं. So all of that kind of led us to realize that okay, there's a lot of crunch of understanding design and decor as a space, while wedding planning and management has still spread its hands across a lot of departments. So hence we've been preparing this curriculum since a long time, where we've tried literally covering up everything. So right from the time the first thought clicks to the time you're taking a brief from the client versus delivering a mood board to them, and obviously getting into the executions, 2Ds 3Ds, all of that process. So you tell me now that how do you think when you hire versus when you teach, where do you think is the vacuum of information, vacuum of deliverables, vacuum of going through the process where you hire somebody, you teach them first, and by the time they actually execute it, they're probably out, and you do the same circle once again.
Yeah.
So that is something that we all face. So you tell me how has that experience been from your side?
Okay, so see, I think being entrepreneurs, this is just something which is a vicious circle, but that does not mean that you stop teaching or getting the best out of people. Like how I just feel that there is a definite gap in the market in terms of respecting what wedding design is all about. When it comes to architecture or interior, it's a qualified degree, but people don't think of the same thing when it comes to wedding design.
Yeah.
They want to design spaces, they want to do it, but without any proper qualifications, just because wedding has a limited timeline and it would be for a day compared to something which you would build for a lifetime when it's considering the other two. But it's the same skill set that you need. You still need to
Yes.
design a space, you still need to have the necessary things. So I feel that there's a necessary need to educate people that this is also a field where a necessary education is required. I know there is a lack of courses, I mean, and that's why we have workshops which we do only
Yeah.
a little um, uh, way of probably finding and actually telling people that like just like probably anyone can't enter this field. You need to have
Yeah. Yeah.
certain aspects to it and certain understanding, and only then can you be a part of it. And I think that is ideally what me and Akshay also look for when we especially hire people for design, that there is a certain skill set and a certain software skill that you need when you want to be a part of this design field.
Absolutely. Tell me something. This question goes for the two of you, okay? So tell me three things each that you guys feel are a must-have, whether you're looking at a design decor person or you're looking at somebody who's just going to do planning, or we have multi-talented people who end up doing both. So three skills that you guys end up looking for individually in a person while you hire them, or while you just meet them as or socialize with them, the ones that you feel are required to get into the industry.
Okay, first, one thing I want to correct: there is no person who's multi-talented enough to handle both, because they're absolutely different fields, and this is again an understanding which people don't get in this field. They feel a planner can be agreed, but the definite skill set that a design person would get, a planner cannot, and vice versa. Because they have two different identities. And now I'll let Akshay answer this first.
So, I think for us, it's very different. We don't really, so when we're hiring, even in the company, I mean, obviously in the company only, we don't look at it from a perspective that we're really hiring an employee or a colleague. For us, it's literally like a part of our family.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
like till date, whoever has worked with us in the past, we're still in touch with every single one of them. Every time there is something that happens, everyone is still around us. So I think for us, there needs to be some sort of a connect with that person mentally also, rather than just looking at their softer skills, like if they know a particular software or they don't know a particular software, or how long they've been in the industry. So I don't think that's something we give a lot of importance to. But we personally, I think me and Kaveri give a lot more importance to just the person in general and how they are as a human being, because I think that for us is a lot more important.
So, our first jobs taught us, Natasha, when we worked in the industry. So, we both are ex-hospitality. So, what we both learned was that, you can learn the skill in life, you can never learn the personality. So, till the time you don't have the heart to maybe work around the clock, make connections, and have that, entire grit to be a part of the wedding industry, me and Akshay can't teach you that. We can definitely teach you the other things. So that's exactly what we look for: the enthusiasm, the going the extra mile, because this is what is very important in this industry. The soft skills are way higher, given more importance than the other ones, because the other ones we have people like you and people like us to teach, right? But how do we teach the other things? So that's what me and Akshay primarily look for.
So I think while you guys said that, I want to add something so important. When we started the course, and initially when I was not a part of the wedding school, I used to really think that how does this work? I wish this entire thing was there when I was also when I started, which was honestly like 8-9 years back itself. So, and I was like, okay, I also want somebody, because I used to see Marisha ma'am and Sharon and Usha ma'am literally doing like a one-on-one session with everyone and trying to tell them things. No, don't talk like this. So there were like literally times when there would be a student, and she'd go like, okay, you know what? Speak louder. She's like, no, I can't hear you, louder, and that happened like so many times with so many people, I was like, am I talking fine? Is that how I'm supposed to be? Am I
True.
supposed to be louder? So, I do agree with the fact that the personality is something that first of all is seen when it comes to a person who's entering for any kind of interview. And I think that applies to all the industries, but of course weddings most importantly, because of the simple fact that you need to be able to connect to that person, to
Yes.
be working with them for like what, at least 16 to 18 hours or more
Exactly.
through through the
Absolutely.
season.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's so nice because I've seen there was few students who I used to think that I don't think so that they're probably the right people, and I'm so sorry if any one of them are here. I mean, you don't know about it, but I used to wonder that how will we take this particular student up, because there's a lot of personalization happen. We're not the kind of people who like want to hire like 100 of students and just make a class out of it, because that's not what we're aiming for, and we don't need those 100 people. We don't need 100 people in our industry. We need
True.
those selected 10 people who
Exactly.
end up doing great, and that could be on an
That's what.
entrepreneur level. So
Exactly.
I have seen people and students who didn't have the confidence to even talk properly on a screen, versus to them literally coming over on these lives and talking and chatting with me. And it surprises me so much that, okay, you can actually play so much important role while you're probably just hiring them, seeing the potential in them, and then they pay their journey. They trust
Yeah.
you, and they just leave themselves. Okay, jo karna hai mere sath karo, I'm all up for it. Now you tell
Yeah.
me how to go about that. And that
That's the
transition.
exactly that transition. But then over there, Natasha, because we're giving them the freedom to chart out their journey, but that can only happen with probably people who are probably freshers. But why would every company hire freshers, right? But that's what me and Akshay feel, that if you can mold someone your way, I don't think there's anything better than that.
Yeah, and most importantly, I think having the opportunity when these kids they finish their course, and we try to get them, how we honestly work around is, once they're done with their course, and we know there's a lot of one-on-one sessions that happen where we try to tell them, okay, this is your weak part, let's work on it. Okay, this is your strength. So I might be somebody who enter the course thinking I want to do design and decor, but I end up going into a hospitality sector just because I well fit for that. And we don't shy away from letting that person or pushing that person towards the hospitality specifically, because
Yeah.
we've seen them, and they come back telling us that, ma'am, mujhe nahi pata tha that I'm made for this. And
Yes.
you've literally changed my perspective. And there's so much experimenting that happens from the first event or first wedding that you do versus what you end up actually choosing, and what ends up becoming your forte, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's I think, I mean, yeah, we've also
Yeah, I
had
think,
such,
yeah,
yes.
even it's been with us also. So there was somebody who was working with us in the past. He recently left, and he started off with he wanted to do design and he wanted to do decor, but over the course of time, we actually felt that he's a lot better fit when it comes to wedding planning, because I
Yes.
think that was, for us, we personally felt that he fits better there. So we did push
Yeah.
him towards that, and he did work with us on a couple of projects, and he actually did a lot
Better, yes.
so I think it's very important to also understand what a person is actually good at, and they themselves might not know that.
Yes. Because like we
absolutely.
were discussing, so when we're discussing personality, Natasha, I also feel the traits that you need to be a planner versus the traits that you need to be a designer are completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah, you might
Absolutely.
not be as interactive as a designer, but if as a planner, if you're an introvert, it might not work, because how would you go to families and find your way, find your answers, get the decisions? It's not possible at all. You need to be the bride's best friends, you need to be that mom's daughter, otherwise it doesn't work, right? But as
It
a
doesn't work.
designer,
Yeah.
you can still have your own way. So again, it's really different. That's why I said it's completely two different worlds. So whoever is listening and feels that one person can do both, me and Akshay feel that's not possible, because you should specialize in what you actually are really good at.
Absolutely. And most importantly, a lot of people do come back telling us, like our students itself, that ma'am, we now want to get into design and decor. And we absolutely support that, because we don't know if they are well fit. I mean, they might be good at it, but because there's no opportunity for them to explore and learn that how is it professionally done. So how to figure that is this the right thing for me to do. So we do give that push, and over time, just in 2 sessions, 3 sessions, or max 4, they understand that, okay, probably this is not what I want to do, or okay, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it that I want to do. I want to learn how these paper works, what are the sizes, what are these feet and inches that everyone keeps talking about and we're blank about it, what are these flowers and fabrics, and there's so much more. So I have the next question, and feel free to, any of you can take that up. That tell me, how do you guys kind of take designing and decor as a process within your company? Like, what is it that you start with versus how does it get delivered? Just a quick gist for all the people and all the students and other people for who are here to know that, okay, it's just not कि अच्छा ये reference image यहाँ से उठाया और nice images clicked by the photographer. So I want everyone to know, how does it actually happen? And guys, whoever is here, all our viewers, please keep dropping us questions because we're going to keep chatting here. So as in
Yes,
you
yes.
guys feel that there's something. So yeah, that's my question. Go on.
So like I said before, I think for us there's a lot more than just random reference images from Pinterest or Instagram. So we literally get into the smallest of detail. Like it could be the most random of things, like maybe the first sari the bride liked somewhere, or maybe the first memory of her mom wearing a sari, and we can maybe pick that up and use that maybe in the linen that we use for a wedding, or to her favorite flower which was in her garden as she was growing up. So it's those small details that we literally pick up, and then we use those smaller ideas and we pick up the smaller pictures and then make it into a larger picture. So for us, it's not really, we never really work on reference images or Pinterest images. We might use them at times when we're creating a mood board, because again, sometimes it's very difficult for guests and brides to understand and
To imagine. Yeah.
and really visualize as to what we have in mind. So there are a lot of times when pictures are used just from a color perspective, or from a reference of maybe how a color and a flower look together, but that's about it.
Yeah, but we do a lot of physical mood boards also.
Yeah, so there are a lot of different things and a lot of different elements that we like to incorporate into our basic designing way and the way we design everything. So yeah, that's how we like to design. And of course, once we've created the mood board, once we've explained the mood board to our brides and grooms or to the families, once they're okay with it, that's when each and every single thing starts to get designed.
Yeah, and then every aspect is then, of course, the design thing happens and it's approved, the changes are done. And also one more thing, which I think the industry or actually families don't understand is a design fee. That, why do they, now people have started to understand a wedding planning fee, but no one really understands the design fee. But when you hire an architect or an interior person, they have a consultancy fee as well. So when we are making something from the scratch, designing something which is only for you, it takes a lot of hard work. So that is where that entire fee is there. A lot of people have started to understand it. Like our main target market is NRI families, so they kind of get it, but people in India still have that gap of understanding that why is this design fee there. They just I think assume when you're hired as a designer, I mean not even hired actually, when you're pitching in for a query, that aap sare design de doge and then it can get executed. Once they've okayed it, after that is when they can probably give you the advances and all. So I just feel this is also something that all of us in the industry should work on together, because just submitting designs because you want work and working hard for it, I don't think is the right way to do it. Someone should respect you for your professional things of what you come and bring to the table, and only then should you be able to deliver what they want.
Absolutely, and that happens so many times on both levels, on design front and on wedding planning front. Okay, you just charge me for the manpower. Okay, you're gonna hire people. How about the process? How about the
that's
process
what
of me investing my time, energy, creativity, and so much more? I mean, it's a very difficult job to be able to think something fresh, and not everyone has that knack. It is so important for all of us to understand that design is art, and art doesn't come just like that.
Exactly.
It comes with a lot of things that are there are so-called unsaid expenses. I'm not even justifying right now the effort, or the creativity and the thought and time spent on it, but most importantly, guys, aesthetic come from being visiting places, meeting people, exploring fabrics, or just places like that. And all of that is a part and journey of things that you spend your time, energy,
Yes.
life upon. So that's what we're charging for, if
Exactly,
anyone
exactly.
doesn't
And
know
I
that.
think most importantly, Natasha, our time and the entire detailing that we would do, because
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
in India, just as basic thing, we always forget to evaluate the time that we give into projects. It's the
yeah.
most it's the most, I think, invaluable thing that we don't even consider. कोई बात नहीं, महीने लग गए किसी चीज को, but it's okay, it doesn't matter. But if you actually go outside, even to have an appointment with a wedding planner, it's literally timed by the hour. I
Yeah,
understand we
yeah,
can't be like this because we are way more flexible, in
yeah.
India. But somewhere we need to get that professionalism as well, where people start respecting. When people visit doctors, there is a visiting fee at the end of the day. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
these are just changes that we all can only bring about, being together and educating
Absolutely.
everyone, including our students and including the families, so that it becomes a norm in the industry.
Absolutely. I mean, I hope we've started, and I know there's a long way to go to achieve what we've set out for, but
But
I
at least
definitely
we've
don't
taken the
see this.
steps.
Yeah.
Yes,
Small
yes.
steps, one step at a time.
So
Okay,
why
I
don't
have
you
a
tell
question.
everyone what courses are there so that everyone can join the
I
wedding
will.
school as well?
I have a question from Sanjoli Khanna here, which she has asked: how many months before does the decor and designing planning starts? I think you all will be a better person to take this up.
So see, again, that's a very interesting question. Now the whole thing is that, okay, now I'll give you a basic example. When you are planning a wedding outside India, let's say for example you are sitting in London and you're planning a wedding which is supposed to happen in London. You'll probably get in touch with your planner or somebody who's designing your decor at least a year prior. That's like a basic standard, and you'll probably meet a few people. You will boil down to maybe 2 or 3, and then maybe 9 or 10 months before is when you hire the person who you want to go ahead with. That's, authentically speaking, that's the right way to go about things, because it gives you a lot more time to think about different designs, think about different things you can incorporate. So do all the base work, come up with all different ideas, pitch to the guests. They may like it, they may not like it. So you have a lot of time to do all that spade work. Unfortunately, it does not work like this in our country. I think we're very laid back.
Yeah, people want overnight turnarounds.
And things don't work like that.
Creativity doesn't work like that. Yes.
I can't. Okay, not just me. I don't think anybody can just suddenly come up and think of random things, put it on a presentation, and show it to somebody. Because again, it might look nice to you, but it might not. The other person might not even understand what your concept and what your idea behind it is. So I definitely think you need to give time to people who need to put in, a lot of effort, a lot of thought into what you're planning to do. Because again, what you have in your mind, putting that out there for somebody to understand also takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's a different kind of language.
Yeah.
We might understand it.
Yeah, but
someone might not understand
but
it.
a guest or a bride might not understand what you're trying to do. So
And
I think the
plus,
most
so much on the table.
Yeah.
They have so much on the table. I mean, it's just not decor
Exactly.
that they're looking at. There's just so many things happening. They're finalizing their makeup artist, probably doing the photographer. They're looking out for their shopping, jewelry. So there's a lot more that's there for them to absorb just decor at one time. So
Exactly.
I agree.
But then that's the thing in Indian families. Like, I mean, there is a change. Honestly, there is a change.
Yes,
people
there has
have
been a major
to book
change.
out like a year in advance. It never used to happen earlier. But people still want quicker turnarounds, and we tell them it's not possible. Like, for us, like the minimum we would take is 3 weeks to submit a design, because it takes time to bring out the best in us.
And a lot of time you miss that 3-week timeline also, and it's completely okay, because you are setting out to make something for somebody, and it has to be special. You need to feel it before you can make somebody feel it. So that's absolutely okay. So
yeah, I think that you rightly said. If we don't feel it right, I don't think anyone else will.
Exactly. And you keep cribbing. If you are actually somebody who's genuinely into it and doing it for the heart of it, you won't be happy, even if you just give it out. The client may like it, it may get approved, but there needs to be a connection that, okay, मुझे अभी ये design के साथ 10 महीने और रहना है,
No, we just don't do anything that we don't like. We are like, ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता.
So, guys, anyone out there, please keep this with you that, you need to be very happy to be able to stay in this industry for long. You may set out for something, but over time, you will just get bored of it. If you do things that you are not happy with, maybe you're making the best money out of it, but, it's not probably the right force of keeping you in the business. So, yeah.
That's
So,
absolutely true. Money can
Sanjali,
only
I
last
hope that
times, but happiness will
yeah,
last longer.
much longer, especially in weddings. Okay, I have
Exactly.
Divyal here. So Divyal, hi Divyal. She's returned. I tried doing both, and I completely agree. If my dad was watching this live, and he couldn't have agreed more because he too asked me to specialize instead of doing both together. So let me give you a background check. Divyal was actually somebody who used to freelance long time back. Okay, like 5-6 years back, and I have seen her on events. And recently she got in touch with me, and she like, we saw this, and I got to know that this design course is happening, and she's been somebody who's been doing planning. So I know that since her freelancing back then, it's been a long journey for her, and now she wants to do a switch because she doesn't think she's fit for her, and she's recently enrolled as well. So they will welcome on board officially from my side as well. And I hope the trust that you've shown in us, and your dad, sir, if you're watching us, thank you for letting her do this course. We're going to make sure it's totally worth it, and they will going to learn much more, so don't worry about it.
I think
Okay,
we should have some special classes for parents also to educate them, to let their kids be a part of this industry.
so we do, honestly, we do have that. I'm going to give you something that we do, things called counseling sessions. Okay, and in those sessions what happens is we tell the student to please get their sibling, or whoever's the decision making person in the family. We tell them to please get them on board, because, and we, Sharon, who's in touch with all the leads and people who are interested, we talk to their parents, their siblings, probably the person who's paying for their fee, or who's not sure of how does this work. It is so important because we have faced that maximum number of times the families are not convinced with this industry, even if the student is, even if he or she has the knack for it. So we always ensure that we're in touch, one-on-one, talking to them. We even let them just join the thing and tell them, look, okay, you know what, we're dropping you here, find your space. If you feel comfortable, go ahead with it. If not, then no worries, but somehow again, having that emotional connect with us, being even our team who's at the wedding school is also the team who's into wedding planning and a lot of other social events and stuff as well. And that's a conscious effort, simply because we've been through the struggle. We've been through the struggle of the family understanding it, and somebody outside the industry would just not get what's the importance of this.
They won't. They actually wouldn't. But and Natasha, I really need to take a second and say thank you to Rituraj sir, because he's been such a constant support on our chat, on our live session. Sir, thank you so much for joining in and actually listening. It really means a lot to all of us.
Yes, sir. Hi, Rituraj sir. Thank you for joining in on all. As always, I mean, he's somebody who joins and stays. He gives that 45 minutes of his
Yes.
time to us all the time. And so genuinely big support, and lots of hugs to you.
I know. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes. So that's what you're right. Someone from outside the industry, Natasha, it's very difficult for them to understand the nature of the industry and why we do what we do, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just going to take like a minute and tell everybody who's here about what we're bringing on board with the wedding school for coming season. Okay, so we're doing wedding planning and management. We've been doing that for 5 years now. So there are 2 courses, live and hybrid, for that. And how live session definitely works is that it's lesser number of sessions. So it's more for people who still don't know if they want to get into the industry full throttle. So it's more like, one hand exposure to them. Okay, this is what it is. And if they feel, okay, yeah, I want to dive more into it, is when they can always go into the hybrid session, they could upgrade and stuff. So that way, what happens is somebody who's looking at just probably, who comes from a background of entrepreneurship, who has a business, who has some catering business, or like, photography business, and they are ideally fit for the live course, because that's where I get the overall exposure of what is it like to be a wedding planner. Hybrid course is, of course, something that is totally out there, wherein we get into the knack of every particular department that a wedding planner ends up serving. So that's a much more detailed course, and that kind of turns everyone into a I wouldn't say anyone can just become a wedding planner with just doing a course, but definitely getting the exposure of, okay, knowing this is what I'm up for is definitely that comes for them. When I say the design and decor course, again, we've divided this into live and hybrid. And what we've tried doing here is that a lot of people like me, you guys, that we were the visualizers. So, we know what we've set out for. And then we have an extended team who kind of get into the designing bit of 2Ds and 3Ds and, sourcing for us. So we were doing that in the live, and of course in the hybrid we've also kept the option of learning the softwares as well. So if you're somebody who likes and who enjoys designing by themselves, getting onto the Photoshop, getting onto those sketches onto themselves, then hybrid is your way to go. And there's so much more to explain. I don't know how to just kind of fit it into few words.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
should
guys, if you have more
yeah, they should get in touch with you to like get like a proper, I think, because this is really
Yes.
going to help people to get a proper understanding of what our world is about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, guys, I think we chatted good long time. It's been a great time with us, and I'm looking forward to meeting you guys in person and chatting
Definitely.
more. So do ping me whenever you guys are next in Mumbai. I mean, let's meet. Let's discuss some more things. And y'all are definitely going to see Akshay and Kaveri both as faculties on design and decor front. So if any one of you are big fans here, you should definitely join in.
Thank you so much, Natasha. We've had a wonderful time being here, and I hope we've added some value to everyone who was listening today.
Absolutely. I mean, thanks to you guys for taking out the time, and good luck to you for your workshops. And I'm looking forward to what's coming forward. And feel free to let me know if I can help in any way. And guys, do go check out their handle and take some inspirations likewise.
Perfect. Thanks,
Thanks a lot.
Natasha.
Okay, bye guys. Bye bye. Okay, that was a good conversation with Akshay and Kaveri. I'm just gonna sign off. We have Divil saying what wow. Okay, it was great session. Divil is definitely excited to have you guys on board, and it was great session. Thank you at the design studio and a lot of you. I mean, if you guys have missed, we're gonna have another session next month, next week with somebody again from design and decor course. So you guys have to join us there once again. And I'll keep doing this every Thursday at 6 p.m. So see you guys. Bye, everyone, and have a good weekend.